We're just not gonna win. We're gonna ignore this lag and power through it. That's the only thing we can do at this point. All right. Well, guys, episode 26. This means we've officially been doing this for half a year, which is crazy. I cannot believe it. We've been doing it half a year. It's wild.
It was just a brainstorming idea, and then we're like, okay, let's do it. And
let's just keep doing it.
we're on
And we
episode
did.
26.
Yeah. Well, we're looking at doing some new stuff for you guys. So maybe you wanna, I don't know, keep on the lookout for it. Might be out this week. Not saying, just saying. But before we get too far into our episode today, don't forget to leave a like on this video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to check out the links in the description to go to our other social media pages and our follower subscriber giveaway. We are so close to 100 subscribers, guys. Get us to 100 so we can do our giveaway and keep growing our channel, because we have some really cool things in store if we keep growing our channel and we hit a certain number. We have some really cool things that we want to do for you guys. So we gotta hit that. So subscribe. Okay. That was that.
Okay. Now to stupid statistics. So, first things first, Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty has outscored the entire Florida State football team this year. Am I saying that right? Jeanty?
I think so.
Okay. Has 144 points compared to the Seminoles 133 points.
Yeah, and this is just crazy to think about because Jeanty does have 1,734 yards and 24 touchdowns in just 9 games, which, I mean, okay, I get the college schedule is like roughly 12 games, so like this ain't a lot, and the fact that he's averaging about 7.7 yards per carry, like, that's pretty good just for college wise. And not only that, that's like one of the greatest seasons for running back. Like, I saw his numbers compared to like Reggie Bush's, and it's crazy. Like, he's pretty much putting together a Heisman Trophy winning season. But it will probably come down between him and Travis Hunter from Colorado, because Travis plays 2 positions for Colorado, one on offense and one on defense, whereas Jeanty just plays running back. But these are monster numbers that I don't think we can really ignore. Like, I feel like this just makes him a shoo-in for it, but the fact that the Colorado guy is playing 2 positions, I don't know.
Honestly, insane, and good for him. And then we have Dillon Gabriel makes a history with 179 touchdowns. Is that right? And and the most in the football season history, breaks a record tie with Case Keenum with 178 touchdowns.
Yeah, so I watched this and I was like, wow, I didn't realize that he had that many. And then the announcers were like, look, he just broke the all-time record. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, I guess.
I mean, get it, I guess. And then we have Roger Goodell just announced on the NFL Network that the league plans to play 8 international games next season, with games set for London, Spain, Brazil, Mexico City, Germany, and possibly Ireland.
I
Wow.
have mixed feelings about this. Like, I like the international window where they like get to go abroad and kind of like expand the NFL fan base a little bit, but like, I can't imagine how like detrimental it is to the players having to go back and forth across different time zones. Like especially from like if you're the Chargers on the West Coast flying all the way to Germany, like here on the East Coast, they're 6 hours ahead of us, and we're 3 hours ahead of the West Coast. So that's a 9 hour difference. Like, I don't know. I feel like they should limit it, and if they're gonna do it, they should just have one team hopping through, maybe two teams. Maybe you would have to make it like 4 teams hopping through, you know, and just rotate who they're
Yeah.
playing. I don't know.
I think my one stipulation on this whole thing is just how we have gone to a couple of these places before, and I just remember all of the controversy on Brazil,
Oh yeah.
and I'm just like, that's just my like thing. I'm like, there's a lot of controversy on some of the places, and although I will say Ireland will probably be very hype, but I just that's my 2 cents on it. There's just I remember there being a lot on the last time we went to Brazil, and I'm surprised we're still keeping it in the mix.
Yeah.
Um, but anyways, moving on. For the first time under Pep Guardiola, did I say
Guardiola.
that right? Okay, good enough. That Man City have faced 4 straight defeats.
I'll talk more about this later in the episode.
Anyway, yeah. So moving on, and then we have the Winnipeg Jets are the first team in NHL history to win 14 of their first 15 games, and then Zion is out indefinitely with a hamstring strain and will be reevaluated in the coming weeks. This is for NBA. Just a slight little, if you don't know who that is. Um, and that's it for stupid statistics.
Word.
And now we're to the NFL, and I will be doing the scores like I usually do. We are filming this a bit early, so we don't have the scores just yet for the Lions versus the Texans. So we will be adding that in most likely either at the end of this, or I'll film it later and then add my bit in. Okay, moving on to the NFL scores. We have the Ravens beat the Bengals 35-34. The Panthers beat the Giants 20-17. The Patriots beat the Bears 19-3. The 49ers beat the Buccaneers 23-20. The Chiefs beat the Broncos 16-14. The Bills beat the Colts 30-20. Vikings beat the Jaguars 12-7. Saints beat the Falcons 20-17. Steelers beat the Commanders 28-27. The Chargers beat the Titans 27-17. The Cardinals beat the Jets 31-6, and the Eagles beat the Cowboys 34-6. And again, we'll update you on the Lions and the Texans scores later. And the Dolphins versus the Rams are tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah. So, if you haven't heard yet already, the Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has a hamstring injury, and he is planning to undergo season-ending surgery on his hamstring. So, that'll be fun. He's out for the season officially. He did not play today. The Cowboys just looked like they were a flat out mess today. So yeah, love that for them. And then, so Bengals wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase and Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, they played out of their minds on Thursday night. Like the score was, they lost by 1 point, right? And the last 2 minutes, like both teams were just like scoring, and it was just like, what's happening? And it literally came down to the wire. But just for this one game, Ja'Marr Chase had 457 yards and 5 touchdowns. And this entire season, Tyreek Hill has 446 yards and 1 touchdown. So Ja'Marr is like Tyreek on steroids, or Tyreek's just having a bad year. Considering like what happened last year, I mean, granted, he didn't lose his. I don't think he lost his quarterback for as many weeks as he did this year. but like still, you would expect more out of Tyreek. But like 5 touchdowns and almost 500 yards from one person, that's crazy. Literally, that's so crazy. All right, and then while we're speaking about the Bengals, the record for NFL teams this year when scoring at least 33 points is 38-1. The Bengals are 2-3. So they have more losses than the rest of the NFL does. So just let it sink in. The Bengals have had at least 5 games where they've scored 33 points, and they've lost majority of them compared to the rest of the NFL, where only one team has lost. Pretty unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate. Yeah. And then something weird that happened a little bit this week. So Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson went into the team's pro shop and bought his own gear, even though he probably could have sent someone to get it for him for free. Helping the cause, I guess, you know. All right. Let's move over to soccer. All right. So it was a Champions League week. However, we're not going to talk about it, but we might in another episode. Okay. So in Serie A, AC Milan tied 3-3. Christian Pulisic got another assist, although people aren't really counting it as an assist because it was really a shot, the goalie saved it, and then someone was on the back post to just tap it in. But it's an assist in my book, so sue me. And then in the Premier League, Manchester City lose 2-1 to Brighton. So once again, this is another defeat for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. This is their 4th straight loss in a row, and this is the first time that it's happened in Pep's career at Manchester City. And then Liverpool beat Aston Villa 2-0. This gives Liverpool a top spot lead by 5 points. And then Manchester United beat Leicester City 3-0. Tottenham lose to Ipswich 2-1. And then Chelsea and Arsenal tie 1-1. And then in La Liga, Real Madrid win 4-0. Atleti beat Mallorca 1-0. And Barcelona, oh my gosh, I butchered that pronunciation. Barcelona lose 1-0 to Real Sociedad. So that's wild considering how many offsides that they've gotten. Like, I think it's over 100 over their last like 4 games or something like crazy like that. And the fact that they lost 1-0, like, I think it's impressive for Real Sociedad, but it's just me. And then we will move over to the Bundesliga. So Bayern. Oh, we don't have the score. Wait, I know it. Bayern win 1-0 against St. Pauli. Jamal Musiala again scored in the 22nd minute, I believe, and we won from there. So now Bayern are 5 points clear at the top of the table because RB Leipzig drew against Gladbach, so they lost. Well, they dropped 2 points, so helps me, makes me more happy. And then Vincent Kompany, Bayern's head coach, has set a new record with the win this weekend. He has scored 26 points after his first 10 Bundesliga games as a Bayern coach. The last person to do this was Pep Guardiola, ironically. So, fun times. And there are going to be no games for clubs for the next like 2-ish weeks because it's an international window. So, international games. And then I don't want to talk about every single Champions League game because we will talk about that in a separate video. But I will say, Bayern won. Bayern won. Bayern won. Bayern won. We won 1-0. Again, Jamal Musiala, a goal in the 67th minute. So, another fun time. We really should. Oh my gosh. We were dominating every single statistic, and we only won 1-0. We should have had so many more goals, and we didn't. But we are still currently in the knockout round. We are not within the top 8, so we've got to like win out or something for our next couple of games, because I don't want to play in the knockouts. I just want to go straight through and know that we've qualified. So, more to come for Champions League game in another video, so be on the lookout for that. Okay, and then we are over to F1.
So, I'll be doing F1 today. So, Red Bull are currently 3rd in the constructors' standings, but if we remove Perez's points, they would still be in 3rd.
Embarrassing!
So, it's really just Max putting all the work in. Anyways, moving on. Franco Colapinto is understood to be Red Bull's priority target, and negotiations are ongoing. This doesn't surprise me at all, but I was kind of hoping for someone else to be in Red Bull, but that is totally okay.
Well, it low-key surprises me, because what about Carlos? So Red Bull doesn't want him?
Yeah, that was the other person. I mean, he is an upcoming racer. He's been doing pretty good in the past couple of races. I mean, he has ups and downs, but I mean, I don't know, because there was a lot of rumors going on. That's why I'm not as surprised. But I really thought they were gonna like still Carlos and like have Colapinto stay with Williams. But I guess Williams still wants Carlos. So,
well, okay. So I saw a thing like, okay, so we just have to look at Max's other teammates that he's raced against, you know? So we have Pierre. They sacked him after what was it, like 10 races or something like that? He didn't finish a full season, I don't believe. And the same thing happened with Alex Albon.
yeah.
So is Franco really ready to be up in a pretty good car to race against Max? Like, is this actually going to be like a good step for Franco?
Yeah.
I personally don't think so, because you look at people like George. He had a season or two, I don't know how many, in a Williams before jumping to Mercedes. Like, 9 races is not enough. It's not I get people love him. He's a good media personality. He can bring in money for the team. But does he have enough experience to actually be able to go put up the results that they want and that they're not seeing from Checo? I'm not sure.
That's why I was like, I mean, again, it didn't surprise me because of the rumors, but I wasn't expecting it to be like an actual thing. Again, I was thinking Carlos, so I guess we'll see what happens. Here are the constructor standings. As we've said before, they haven't really changed lately, but McLaren is in the lead with 593 points. Ferrari is at 557. Red Bull is at 544. Mercedes is at 382, and Aston Martin is at 86. And then we have the driver standings. Max is at 393. Lando is at 331. Charles is at 307, Oscar is at 262, Carlos is at 244, George is at 192, Hamilton's at 190, Checo is at 151, Fernando is at 62, and Hulkenberg has 31. I could not get that out. And that's it.
Well, I actually have one last thing. So, something's not adding up for me. Didn't have anything to add there?
It's okay. No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, I didn't send it to you.
No.
Okay. Cool.
So, what's
anyways, So pretty much, I wake up the other morning, right? I'm just scrolling through Twitter, just like minding my own business, yada yada yada. Come across this post, and it says from I forget who like said this, but it was Toto saying that Carlos's dad had called him to tell him about the news about Lewis moving to Ferrari, right? And so
Yeah.
people are saying that he did this in hopes of Carlos going to Mercedes. However, then Toto came out and was like, "Oh, well, I just missed out on signing like having negotiation contracts with either like Charles or Lando." Which is crazy because then, they were like, I'm not so sure about that. But then, before this, Toto had came out and said, I had no idea that this was happening. Like, I found out through the media. But Carlos's dad had called him about Lewis moving.
I'm honestly shocked. I didn't see that, but like, interesting. That is some juicy tea right there.
So
Like,
something's not adding
let me.
up.
No, what?
Toto, what do you know?
I'm shocked. Yeah. Tell us. He's a diva. Like, come on. Share.
Don't be shy. Share with the class.
I'm sure. Okay. Yeah. I'm here. I'll listen. I'm not gonna tell anyone. Okay. Anyway. Well, there's your if you didn't see that, you know it now. Um okay, so now her two radar points after that juicy tea. Um so my game for this upcoming week will be the Eagles and the Commanders on Thursday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Excuse me, I cannot speak tonight apparently. I think they're both doing pretty good, so I'd love to see them go head to head. That's like all I have really tonight. Keep an eye out for the Lions. They haven't started yet. Sorry. So.
Just a tidbit to add to that. It is a division rivalry game. So I believe they're both. I don't know who has the head-to-head because both their records are 7-2 right now after the Eagles won today. And wait, no, that doesn't make sense. No, the Eagles are probably first right now, and the Commanders are behind them because the Eagles have had their bye, I believe, and the Commanders haven't. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look up because I don't.
Eagles win streaks for.
Hold on, I almost have it. It's just
the
loading.
Commanders.
Okay,
Awesome.
yes. So the Eagles have had their bye. The Commanders have not.
3-2.
So the Eagles have sole first place right now. Their record is 7-2, and the Commanders are 7-3. The Commanders won't have their bye week for another couple weeks, I believe. And their loss today really stings. They shouldn't have lost. They should really be in first in the NFC East. So it'll be a really good game between division rivals. Didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. So my game for this week is USMNT versus Jamaica. This is also on Thursday night, unfortunately. So you might catch me with a game on my laptop and a game on the TV. It's just how it's gonna work this week. It's one of those weeks. This is part 1 of the Nations League quarterfinals for CONCACAF. We are still missing Tyler Adams from his squad, from the squad for this international window. He did just start playing. He just started, actually starting for his club team, this past week. So hopefully we can get him up so he's healthy enough for the next international window. But we do have our usual starters like Christian, West, Tim Weah, Johnny, Musa, Joe, and Jedi. So it shouldn't be that bad. I really want us to crush them, so we are actually playing at Jamaica first, and then I believe the second game is it might be in Houston. I'm not 100% sure, but that will be in next Monday. So you will hear about that one 2 weeks time, but you will hear about this Thursday's game next week.
And we've hit the end of our episode. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on our post notifications, check out our other social media pages down below. Leave a like if you think Christian Pulisic is going to score in Thursday's game. If you think it's someone other than Christian, let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget we are trying to hit 100 subscribers so we can do our giveaway. And one last thing is to be on the lookout for another video or two from us this week.